that Mike Tyson?
Can you guess who would win in a street fight between Steven Seagal and Bolo Yeung?
Bolo Yeung. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the next smoke. My mom was a big Steven Seagal fan. When I was a kid, Steven Seagal was like one of the big ones. Like he was dropping bomb movies for like 3 or 4 years. I don't remember how many years, but I know we would watch his movies a lot. My mom loves action movies, and she used to watch his movies a lot. But sometime after that, Steven Seagal showed his true colors, and the movies he's been dropping and shit he's been saying and things, you know what I'm saying, are crazy. You as a kid, when I didn't know anything, he was like one of my favorites. Now it's Michael Jai White, you know, as far as martial artist. You know what I mean? Obviously Chuck Norris. You're not allowed to hate on Chuck Norris. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch this, man, and see this buffoonery.
This would undoubtedly be one of the most spectacular fights the world has ever seen.
It wouldn't last
Seagal,
long.
with his lethal Aikido moves, would battle for a sweet victory against the brutal techniques of Kung Fu mastered by Yeung. However, before jumping
I'm not saying
to
he can't
conclusions
fight,
about
I'm just
who
saying.
would emerge victorious in this street fight, we will showcase some highlights from the careers of these two legendary action actors. To begin, let's focus on the Aikido master, Seagal. In this instance, Seagal faces off against none other than the legendary boxer, Mike Tyson. So, how thrilling is this fight?
What movie is this? I love Mike.
The fight between Seagal and Tyson begins when a woman attempts to attack the legendary boxer. As Tyson prepares to retaliate, Seagal boldly intervenes. Inevitably, a fight ensues. As you can see, Seagal dominates the match with mesmerizing techniques from his Aikido discipline. Although Tyson manages to land a single hit, Seagal quickly regains control.
Steven Seagal never puts himself in a situation where he's gonna look bad in a movie. I don't know why he never like a lot of other action stars. They take hits like in the, you know, for movie purposes. Also, I've heard that he does actually hurt stuntmen. I am 100% sure that he was on his P's and Q's when he was doing this with Mike Tyson. Mike is not a guy that you just hurt accidentally and you just, I'm just gonna slap you. You're not gonna do that to Mike Tyson. I don't give a fuck what movie. I don't give a fuck what the budget is. I don't give a fuck who the direct. You're not just gonna hurt Mike Tyson and nothing's gonna happen to you. Mike is an intelligent dude, but he's Iron Mike first. He's Iron Mike. He got that. It's not even a dog in him. He got that. I don't even know what. He got that terror dog in him. For those Ghostbusters fans, you know what I'm talking about.
The fight becomes increasingly intense as Seagal turns Tyson's attacks into advantages for himself. When Tyson tries to strike again, Seagal skillfully dodges the attack with ease.
Thank God the walls are made of fondant. No, but I believe Mike can punch a wall.
In fact, Seagal's well-placed kick eventually sends Tyson tumbling onto a table. However, you might feel unsatisfied since that fight only took place in a movie. So this time, you'll witness Seagal fighting for real, without any choreography. In a sparring session, Seagal effortlessly locks his opponent using his Aikido techniques, even sending them tumbling to the ground.
Now, I do gotta say, I did take some Aikido. It's not too much of an exaggeration. Maybe they go a little bit more because it's Steven Seagal and they want to make him look good, whatever he pays people, maybe, I don't know. But it's not too much of an exaggeration saying that you can be tumbled over just by getting the right lock, the right pain compliance and all that. Because I did take some Aikido, and I remember the sensei, he was like, it's not that they throw you, it's you throw yourself to get away from the pain that they're causing to that joint or to that to your wrist, wherever they they got you locked on. It's all about getting pain compliance. It's pain compliance, right? So if he's twisting your arm, I mean, yeah, he has your hand, he's twisting it this way. You weigh, for example, like me, 200 and something. He's not just gonna flip you. It's not him physically like flipping you. He's making you make the choice. I'm gonna flip to get away from this pain, because if I don't, this is gonna break. You feel it. It's gonna break. That's what Aikido is.
What's even more impressive is that this doesn't happen just once, but multiple times. His opponents are unable to land even a single hit on him.
That's pain compliance.
The highlight is when
He knows
Seagal
what he's
takes on
doing.
two Aikido fighters at once. Yet again, the two fighters are no match for a legend like Seagal. With his deadly and intricate techniques, Seagal easily brings his opponents to their knees in pain.
But this is guys who he probably spoke to before, you know, and plus these guys are intimidated because it's him, so they're not going to attack him like they would attack somebody else in the street probably if they're black belts. I don't know what their training level is.
Showcases the incredible skills of a figure like Seagal.
It just looks too, I don't know. Like, why isn't he swinging on him? Because he's...
Even more impressive is that in his younger days, Seagal's sparring sessions became the ultimate learning experience for Aikido students in training halls. With his signature techniques, he left his opponents in agony.
It's pain compliance.
Take
That's
this
all it is.
moment,
Pain
for
compliance.
example, where Seagal faces another Aikido fighter. It's clear that he barely needs any effort or energy to overpower his opponent. Feeling that the opponent was too easy, he asked for a new challenger. But once again, Seagal remains unmatched in the sparring session. Still unsatisfied with the level of opposition, Seagal finally requests to be attacked by both opponents simultaneously. What happens next? Seagal remains undefeated.
But that's not how fights are going to happen, bro.
Hey, if you're
That is not how fights...
shoot better, then you're going to need to see this.
That's
it's
not how
the new
fights are gonna
Vanish
happen.
laser strike training system, and it
If you were attacked by two dudes at the same time, they're coming at you at the same time. It's not like in the movies where they take turns coming at you. This ain't Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? The video game. This is like real life. You know what I mean?
The pinnacle of his demonstration is when Seagal faces 4 fighters at once. And yet, none of his 4 opponents can put up a significant challenge against him. Bolo Yeung is no less impressive, especially in this fight, where Bolo Yeung faces off against a man with a fairly large build. At first, the two attack each other using wooden sticks. However, to many observers, it quickly becomes clear that Bolo Yeung has the upper hand. Even so, the fight takes a surprising turn shortly afterward. As Bolo Yeung deflects an attack from his opponent, the wooden stick unexpectedly turns into a sword, injuring Bolo Yeung. Despite this setback, Bolo Yeung refuses to give up. He fights back with a series of attacks that force his opponent into...
Hey, Bolo's just a scary looking dude, though. Bolo, I had a friend in the military with me, rest in peace, to Tran. We lost him in Iraq, but he had a body like Bolo Yeung. He didn't fight like that, but he had a tattoo of a large dragon. So whenever we would go out with him, he was the nicest guy in the world, but he looked like Bolo Yeung. I'm talking about body and everything. This dude was like jacked, and you know he was from Cambodia, and you know. When he was with us, it just looked intimidating. And then he would wear these suits. He loved wearing suits, right? We know with the thing open. He looked like Yakuza. big ass dragon tattoo on his, from the top to the bottom, a dragon going all the way down. Beautiful dragon, man. He was just like this, like jacked, yo, and he just looked like he could do something. So people were like, would think twice, like, oh, hold on, man, they got a boy with him.
Bolo Yeung's relentless strikes leave his opponent unable to continue fighting. The excitement continues when Bolo Yeung faces a figure named Matthias Hughes in a film. So, how thrilling is this encounter? When they first meet, Bolo Yeung immediately launches an attack, igniting an unavoidable battle between the two. In this fight, they appear evenly matched. Both Bolo Yeung and Hughes land successful strikes, making the clash increasingly intense. After a series of exchanges, Hughes finds himself cornered by Bolo Yeung's assaults. As you can see, Bolo Yeung seizes the advantage by delivering multiple kicks and punches.
Emergency supplies are contained within. Repeat, time now exists for travel to
Bolo Yeung
Realizing
just
he's
look crazy.
cornered,
This is just
Hughes
a movie,
attempts
though.
to escape from Bolo Yeung. However, Bolo Yeung anticipates his opponent's move and discovers Hughes hiding behind a door. In a dramatic moment, Bolo Yeung unleashes his powerful internal strike through the door, striking Hughes.
But now, you are nothing.
I love those old action
But
movie
if you want to
corny
witness
lines.
a real fight involving Bolo Yeung, this moment might provide the answer. In this video, Bolo Yeung faces off directly against Samuel Walls. So, how does the fight play out? At the start of the fight, Walls appears highly aggressive in the ring, forcing Bolo Yeung to retreat and block his opponent's relentless attacks.
Woo! Well, they got the sound effects. It's Wu-Tang shit.
Not wanting to be outdone, Bolo Yeung counters with his own attacks, eventually knocking Walls to the ground.
This can't be a real fight, bro. This ain't a real
In the
fight.
end, a lethal kick from Bolo Yeung
That's
leaves Walls
choreographed.
unable to continue the fight.
Even when he's rolling, he's moving.
So, with the action showcased above, who would emerge as the victor? Would it be Seagal with his Aikido or Bolo Yeung with his Kung Fu? Some
Come on,
experts
man.
suggest that in a real street fight, the outcome would depend heavily on several factors, including tactics, physical condition, and the ability to adapt to the situation. In this context, Steven Seagal might have a slight advantage due to his expertise in Aikido, which emphasizes mastering techniques, avoiding attacks, and controlling the opponent without relying too much on brute strength. However, if the fight leaned more toward a raw physical brawl involving strength and endurance, Bolo Yeung, with his large and powerful physique, might have the upper hand. Ultimately, the result would depend on the fight's dynamics and the specific circumstances. That said, in the context of films or their on-screen personas, both are incredibly formidable fighters, and the outcome could vary depending on the narrative being portrayed.
I would say if they fought like right now, today, 2025, I don't know if Bolo Yeung's still alive. I hope he is. And Steven Seagal, I think, is still alive. I definitely think right now. I mean, I don't. Again, yeah, dude was right. It all depends on physical health, whatever. But let's go back to when they was young. Let's do it in the 90s. Let's do 95. 95. Hand to hand, like a real fight, not choreographed. Like these two was in the club, and for some reason, Steven Seagal saw a chick who didn't get, let's say Bolo Yeung was the bartender, and he didn't put enough ice in the drink because Steven Seagal is straight. He'll get into a fight over a chick for any reason. That's most of his movies. He's always the white knight. And they got into a real street fight. let's just say it wouldn't be very easy for Steven Seagal. You gotta look at it like this. You got when he does these demos, right? He's not doing it with Michael Jai White. You know what I mean? He's not doing it with Chuck Norris. You know what I mean? He's not doing it he's not doing it with, Bruce Lee, rest in peace. He's not doing these demos with these masters. He's doing demos with students. He's doing demos with students who are also intimidated by the fact that it's Steven Seagal, somebody famous, somebody, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing. He studied for years. He put in work into his craft. Okay. He's a little cocky with it, which is fine. Fighters are cocky to a point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they're doing it for sport, they're cocky. In real life, they're normally really humble. He's the opposite. Steven Seagal's the opposite. He's cocky in the fact that he thinks he can beat anybody. I've never lost a fight. Then you've never really fought if you've never lost a fight. You know what I'm saying? The best fighters come from fights that they've lost previously and they've learned. You know what I mean? Steven Seagal's not going to do this bullshit with, again, with Michael Jai White or Bolo Yeung or Chuck Norris, especially back in the day. Now, these guys are older, even though Michael Jai White could still take out a 20-year-old like nothing. But they're not going to do this. He's not going to do this with somebody who also is trained heavily in a discipline, any discipline. You know what I mean? It's not that Aikido's the best. Is not that Showdown is harder than Aikido or vice versa, or Kung Fu is whatever. You know what I mean? It's these are all different disciplines. They're all disciplines, and if you've mastered them, you've mastered them. I do think Bolo Yeung would whoop his ass at the end of the day, because again, Steven Seagal, we're going off of all these demos that he's done. I'm not going off the movie, because the movie's the movie. In the movie, he's always going to win. He's the director, the producer. He's the star of the show. He's going to win. You can't have him lose, and if not, it's not a movie. But in real life, it's not the outcome is not going to be the same. It's not going to be as easy as it looks when he's, flipping around these kids that are scared of him or intimidated by him. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's not the same. Even Mike Tyson, boxing is another discipline. You know what I mean? And because that was a movie, he's able to swing on Mike like that. Now, one thing I will gotta say, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I know people I seen in the other videos that I've watched, you'll see Steven doing this a lot in the air. Like, why is he doing that? Or with the knife, he'll be doing this, right? And you'll see that in different disciplines, where you'll see people doing these weird moves in the air, looking crazy. Like, what the fuck's he doing that for? It's for that exact reason. When you're fighting him and he starts doing that, you're thinking, what the fuck's he doing that for? That's a distraction. That's to take your mind off the fact that he's about to hit you, and you don't know where it's coming from because his limbs are moving all over the place. So while he's doing this, you're like, fuck's he doing? He kicks you because you're busy looking at his hands. Or he's doing this and you're too busy looking at his right hand, he hits you with his left. Or vice versa. When he has a knife in his hand, you'll see him doing this, right? That's like, okay, he's got a knife in the hand. Why is he moving the knife like that? Okay, he's about to stab me, but he'll slap you or he'll punch you with the hand without the knife, and then while you're worried about the punch, then he comes with the blade and cuts you. There's a method to the madness. You know what I mean? Yes, Steven Seagal's attitude is what kills him. You know what I'm saying? If he was a little more humble, he would look more badass. You know what I'm saying? He fights. But again, will he just beat up a disciplined fighter or trained fighter, one of these MMA guys? No. He's not just gonna do all that. He could win, maybe, but it's not gonna be as easy as it looks when he does it with these guys where he's flipping them around all over the place. Because these guys have a discipline. They know how to counter also. They just have their way of doing it. And these guys that fight, that are trained fighters, they normally train every day. They don't. It's just part of their life. It's like walking for us. Like Michael Jai White probably goes to sleep and wakes up kicking. Van Damme. You ever see him? I can't believe I forgot about Van Damme. You ever see him with Van Damme? No. Van Damme's another one. He's a star. He's an action star. He's not. It'd be hard to put them unless they have a movie I don't know about. I've never seen them in a movie together. It'd be hard to put them in a movie together because they're both the star. One of them has to win. It would have to be a movie where they're partners or something. And Steven Seagal doesn't really do partners. It's two different styles. It would have been cool if they were both in one movie, but if they were really fighting, you know what I mean? I mean, this is Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I think what would happen is Seagal is so used to being the center of attention and the winner that it would, I think, even though he does have the discipline, I can't take that away, it would kind of throw him off balance once they get that first strike on him. Like, oh shit, he got me. Like if he's fighting Van Damme or Michael Jai White or somebody, and he takes one of Mike's punches or kicks, or whoever, when he takes one of these guys' punches to the chest, to the stomach, to the face, that's gonna throw him off. So he's really gotta dig deep and get that Aikido out because they're gonna land. They're gonna land hits. They're gonna make contact. You know what I'm saying? So I think, again, Bolo could beat his ass if he wanted to. If this was back in the day, I'm not gonna put him now. These guys are all older. I'm not gonna say have these guys fighting. I'm sure they could still do it. I'm sure they'll rock my world. All of them. All of them will fucking, with one hit, I'll be on the floor. I'll be laid out. I'll be part of the concrete. But against each other, it'll be something. It'll be pretty brutal. It'll be pretty brutal. I don't take Steven Seagal like he's the best in the world, but he is good. He knows what he's doing, but I don't think he would win against Bolo Yeung if this was like 95 and it was a fair fight, especially bare knuckle. You guys gotta understand, you watch these movies, you think that these guys are just taking these kicks and punches bare knuckle to the face, and it's just gonna go on, and then they're just gonna have all that energy to be flipping around and all that stuff. Nah, bro. This is probably bare knuckle. You talking about maybe at the most extended 3 minutes. Bare knuckle, getting kicked to the face. I'm talking about a real street fight. That's not gonna go too long, bro. A minute and a half, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be winded. They're gonna be hurt. They're gonna be, you know what I mean? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you even still watch Steven? I watch these Steven Seagal movies because they're so bad that you have to watch them. They're so bad that you have to watch them. He hasn't done a good movie since I think Under Siege. Or I'm lying. I liked Exit Wounds. Was it Exit Wounds with DMX? Yeah. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to know what you guys think. Oh, man. Anyway, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you know every time I post another video. Hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 6,000, man. See you on the next smoke.